Nun is the term used by the Catholic Church to refer to a woman who leaves ordinary life to live in a convent, dedicating herself entirely to religious services and the Church. They take vows of chastity, obedience, and poverty. Nuns are often involved in charitable works, educating children and young people, and other similar activities. They belong to religious orders or congregations and seem to have a close relationship with God. However, what happens when a nun gets closer to the devil than to the Creator? In theory, nuns are devoted to God, pious, generous, and always willing to help others. But there is a different side to these women, exemplified by the nuns who feature in horror stories. In these cases, the nuns often terrify people while possessed by demons, but don't think this only happens in movies or fictional stories. In Italy, there is a famous case of a nun who was allegedly possessed by evil entities. This case has intrigued many historians who have tried to decipher a mysterious letter written by her nearly 4 centuries ago. In 2017, they finally discovered the content of this letter. Welcome to the channel, and get ready to explore this intriguing story. Sister Maria Crocifissa was born as Isabella Tomasi. It is not known exactly in which city she was born, but it is certain she was born somewhere in Italy in 1645. Isabella was the daughter of Prince Giulio Tomasi di Lampedusa. The Tomasi family was quite well known in Italy, as they were ancestors of the writer Giuseppe Tomasi di Lampedusa, famous for the book The Leopard. Little is known about Isabella's childhood, such as where she grew up, studied, or what she enjoyed. What is known is that at the age of 15 she entered the convent of the commune of Palma di Montechiaro in Sicily. There she became a nun and was given the name Maria Crocifissa della Concezione. For those who don't know, it is common for nuns to be baptized with a new religious name, symbolizing a new relationship with Christianity and God. Upon assuming her role as a nun, Maria Crocifissa left her sins behind and took this very seriously. However, something strange was happening to her. During the 16 years she spent in the convent, Maria repeatedly reported feeling tormented by the devil. She said that Satan was constantly trying to make her turn against God. Recognizing the strength of these evil temptations, Maria always feared that the devil might lead her astray and force her to sin against her will. The other nuns in the convent witnessed many strange episodes. On one occasion, as she approached the altar, Maria screamed as if terrified by something only she could see, then fainted. No one knew what was happening until she confessed to hearing the devil's voice whispering in her ear, explaining the bizarre episode. However, this was not the strangest episode involving the nun. On August 11, 1676, Maria was found writhing on the floor of her room. Her face was stained with something that looked like black ink, and in one of her hands she held a letter. Those who witnessed the scene said that Maria seemed to be in some kind of trance. Suddenly, she returned to normal and, when discussing the episode, claimed she had been possessed by Satan. Maria said she did not remember writing the letter and did not know what was written in it. The story became even more intriguing when the letter was analyzed. The language was unlike anything the people of the convent had ever seen, a mixture of rustic symbols and old Latin, Greek, and Arabic letters. The letter also contained some symbols whose origin no one knew. In summary, no one knew what was written in the letter, and the language used by Maria became known as Satan's handwriting. For nearly 4 centuries, scholars, linguists, and codebreakers tried to uncover the content of the letter without success. Then, in 2017, researchers made progress thanks to the deep web. For those who don't know, the deep web is a part of the internet that can't be easily detected by traditional search engines, providing privacy and anonymity for its users. The deep web consists of sites, forums, and communities that often discuss illegal and immoral topics. It's a place where you can find drugs, weapons, and other illicit items. Among the bizarre things available on the deep web, there was a tool to decipher the letter. The Ludum Science Center, located in Catania, Italy, decided to use this tool. Established in 1969, this science center collaborates with educational and research organizations. When a team of researchers and scientists heard about a deep web software used for code breaking, they decided to try it. To finally decipher the letter, they used a software created by a group of military experts and used by different governments around the world. This software recognized some of the symbols in the letter. The professionals input the information and let the algorithm work on the translation. After some time, the letter was finally deciphered. The algorithm managed to translate about 70% of Maria's demonic letter. But what was written in the letter? Here's an excerpt. Humans are responsible for creating God. This system works for no one. God thinks he can free mortals. Perhaps now Styx is certain. God and Jesus are dead weights. It's important to note that this is not an exact translation, but a very close interpretation of the letter's original message. The content was adjusted and punctuated to make sense, but one thing is clear. If someone had deciphered the letter at the time it was written, they likely would have been executed for heresy. The letter claimed that humans had created God, and that he and Jesus were dead weights. Surely if a nun had written something like that in 1676, she would have been burned at the stake. No one has been able to figure out exactly what the word Styx means, but there are suspicions that it is related to Greek mythology. So was this letter really written by Satan? While the authenticity of the letter is not disputed, many scholars believe that the nun might have played a prank to try and escape the boredom of convent life. Some also suggest that Isabella disliked religious life and wanted to vent her frustrations. It's possible she encoded her heretical and rebellious thoughts in a letter, but this has never been proven. Another possibility is that Maria Crocifissa had serious psychological issues. The nun might simply have been schizophrenic, and all her visions and the letter she wrote were the result of hallucinations caused by her psychological disorder. Visual and auditory hallucinations are classic symptoms of this condition. Since no one could diagnose her at the time, this theory also remains unconfirmed. Overall, historians and religious scholars believe the letter was indeed written by Satan and that the handwriting belongs to the devil. And you, what do you think about this? Was the nun truly possessed by a demon? Was she schizophrenic? Or was it all just a prank? I'll leave these questions for you to ponder. See you in the next video. Take care, and until next time.